I'm sure you are excited for the latest Jujutsu Kaisen Chapter 218. We are here to bring you all the juicy details. The latest chapter is just as amazing as usual, as it delves deeper into the laws behind Sukuna. The fight between Yorozu and Sukuna could potentially lead to Heian arc flashback that fans have been eagerly waiting for. Chapter 217 picks up where the previous one left off, with Sukuna and Yorozu facing off in the stadium. Yorozu tells Sukuna that he has a serious advantage with his incarnated body, but she bets that he could switch back to his original body whenever he wants. This is likely a reference to Sukuna's original form, not Yuji, which has four arms and faces, and which fans have caught a glimpses of before. Despite the fact that Sukuna needs all of his fingers to regain his original form, I believe that he could transform without them, much like a character from Dragon Ball Z. We have already seen him switch forms and rip Angel's arm off a few chapters ago, and both Kenjaku and Yorozu have mentioned that he can switch his face back. I believe that he can transform with his own free will and that we will likely see this happening in the future fight. The last chapter is filled to the brim with Sukuna. He mentions how Yorozu could potentially manipulate her vessel back to its original form if she were powerful enough. Later on, Yorozu and Sukuna continues to talk, with Sukuna telling Yorozu that she won't be able to survive against him. Their interaction is quite different from what we are used to seeing, as Sukuna seems almost playful and not as evil as he usually is. Their relationship reminds me of one between Yor and Lloyd from Spy Family. Yorozu says that Angel was there and she didn't notice him. She goes on to say that the power of love can be never surpassed by hatred. We see even further into the depth of Sukuna and Yorozu's relationship when Yorozu asks what Sukuna will give her if he loses to her. He replies with everything, which reminds me of Yuta and Rika. Sukuna then says that if he loses, defeat is no different from death. And out of the blue, Yorozu suddenly asks about marriage, and Sukuna says that she can do as she likes. The way they interact with each other is really interesting, and we see a side of Sukuna that we have never seen before. He seems softer than usual, which is surprising change for his typical evil demeanor. In next few panels, we witness Yorozu's reaction to a plan proposed to free villagers during her wedding. The plan involves decapitating the most handsome men in the village and hanging their heads, which seems like bizarre and gruesome practice, and a flashback is shown where three heads are hanging on a tree which could possibly belong to Yuji, Yuta and Gojo. This leads us to believe that they may have a potential to fight Sukuna and potentially defeat Sukuna. Later on, we find out that Yurame is a reincarnated sorceress who has been swapping bodies around, similar to Kenjaku. And this is a fascinating detail, and it sheds some light on how Yurame has managed to stay alive for so long. Additionally, we learn that Yurame was and is Sukuna's official chef, and that monkey brain pottage is either Sukuna's or Yorozu's food. This reminds us of Kenjaku again, who often refers to people as monkeys. There is also a confusing panel where Yorozu and Sukuna seems to be snuggling up to each other. It's unclear whether it's actually happening or just in Yorozu's head. The uncertainty is heightened by the expression of Sukuna's face, which appears to be one of the disgust. However, if it's just Yorozu's imagination, Sukuna's reaction may indicate that he wouldn't allow anyone to get that close to him, especially somebody who is actively trying to kill him. After this, Sukuna summons his version of divine dogs, and Yorozu manages to avoid their attacks easily. She then stops her attack and asks Sukuna about the technique he just used, which he explains is a part of his plan to sink Megumi's soul. He needs to cross Tsukumi's body with the 10 shadow technique to carve a scar into Megumi's soul. And in the end, to counter Yorozu's new form, Sukuna is seen summoning 8-handled divine General Mahoraga. This major reveal has shocked Jujutsu Kaisen fans, as the upcoming chapter sets up for an impactful battle between Yorozu and General Mahoraga. It will be interesting for fans to see if her enhanced form will be enough to fight against a strong opponent such as Mahoraga. As of now, there are not any spoilers or leaks revealed to the upcoming Jujutsu Kaisen Chapter 218. But it seems like the next chapter is all going to be about Heian arc, one of the most interesting and anticipating plot points of Jujutsu Kaisen series. The upcoming Jujutsu Kaisen Chapter 218 is scheduled to be released on March 26th of 2023. But what are your thoughts about this chapter 2017 though? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And also, if you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more manga related updates like this and top 10 list too. And that's it, and I will see you in the next one. Sayonara.